Why does this always happen? Okay, let's see if this worked. I'm blaming my Wi-Fi connection. Kind of mood if I can't talk to you guys. There it is. I can finally see the comments. Oh my gosh. I put it on data instead of Wi-Fi. Okay, awesome. Fantastic. I'm going to go update the link on the other post real quick, and then we'll get down to brass tacks. You guys can ask any questions before we start as well. Nice shorts, thank you. I'm from Florida. I live in North Carolina now, but sandals and shorts and that type of garb is just who I am. Okay, you guys can still hear me, right? I hope so. I'm going to flip the camera down. Any initial questions before I get into this? like it's, I'll do that again. All right. Let's do a close-up. All right, so these are our new Inlay dams. It's something I've been working on for a while, and basically they're a glue-resistant silicone that you can put inside the channel of your ring to use as a dam for inlaying whatever you're going to put in it. Currently in 2, 3, 4, and 6 millimeter for those channels, and I'm going to show you how to use them. Most of us are probably going to use 6 or 8 millimeter first, or more often. So they're a little wider than your typical channel. So to get it in there, you stretch it, and it should stay in there on its own. These are useful in a couple different ways. Get it pulled down. Is everybody with me? We're going to go on anyway, and if the stream looks weird or all that doesn't work out, we'll just deal with it. Alright. So the first part, that the reason I made these was because I just hated having to start a stone inlay with no assistance. You just had to pour some on top and hope for the best. Picking out a stone at the moment. So, let me try this. Anna, you were probably the first person to get one of these. Okay, so this is one of the stones we're going to be releasing soon. It's called ruby zoisite. I think that's how you pronounce it. So most of the time when you start doing an inlay, you have to just add a little bit up to the top, right in the middle, and then you glue and use that as a dam. But this right here just does it for you. So add a little bit of glue. I'm going to pull some of that away. And then just take that off. And so we have a nice square edge right there. I'm going to come over here and add some activator. And then I'm primed to start my next section already. And we'll go ahead and put this in further along the channel, say about right here. And I'm going to inlay that entire section, which is about double what you would normally get without it. So I'll just start right up against the area we just did. And the other side, and add as much as you need. I try not to go over the shoulders too much. Add a little bit of glue. I about made a mess there. Okay. Now you have to take this out before doing your activator, because if it cakes up on the end, and it will eventually, it could get stuck in there. But the cool thing is that you snip off the end and you're back to a fresh section. Alright, I'm just going to put it about right here. It can be a little difficult to get in there occasionally, but it does the job. And the point is for it to stay in, so it needs to be tight. There we go. I thought I lost it. Doesn't take a lot of glue. Okay, so another cool thing this works for really well is for doing segmented inlays. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to square up this side. I'm going to put a different stone for the last section. This one's been a bit of a pain to get in there. Might make it a little bit thinner. Okay, there it is. too fast, and the bit of the inlay I did fell out. This thing's giving me hell. Let some glue run around. Yeah, that's what happened. I let some glue run around, and it got stuck up in there. I had less room for the strip to stick in there. We all make mistakes. Fixing that now. Let's find something we can do that last section with. So I have a nice little contrast. I have the light on it, doesn't it? Too big of a section here. Normally I would paint the channel before doing this to make sure that any gaps had some sort of coverage, but that's not the point of this video. The point is to show you how easy it's going to be to do larger sections of inlay and start your inlay, and although I had a little bit of struggle there, but it was my own fault. I'll set that one to the side. I tend to blame my errors on rushing through things. That's when I usually mess up the most. That color is OP06, in case you're wondering. We're going to do another one here in a few minutes, but now's a good time for questions. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's just a little quality of life upgrade type of tool, type of thing. I'm going to go ahead and do one with paint right now. Well, after, you know, if anybody has any questions. And yeah, I use acrylic paint. The thing about acrylic paint is that it bonds very well with CA, which is cyanoacrylate. It's an acrylic, so it makes sense. They bind together. So let's see. Excuse me. Something that's already crushed up. Let's do this one. I'll do yellow. This is citrine. It's not actual citrine, it's the OP28 opal name citrine. And it gets kind of see-through when it's wet, so painting it with yellow, painting the channel with yellow is going to make a huge difference. And I do not. I will paint it in and then dry it with a heat gun, and then if it's not bright enough, I'll do a second coat and dry it with a heat gun, and that's it. I go through the rest of the process just like normal. Okay. I wonder if it wasn't dry enough. Okay. Let's get paintbrush. This is just it's just a variety pack from Amazon. Hi, Helen. Let that paint, well, paint's dry, I'm going to let the ring cool down. So once it's cooled down, I'm just going to go and inlay it like normal, and the yellow opal is going to show like a lot brighter than it would normally. It's more transparent. Yellows are more transparent than anything else. I like to, as an example, this is OP 17 or 18, one of the white opals, and I paint the background white every single time. Okay, back down to this. I'm going to get the 6mm inlay down, and we're going to just hold down on the end and then stretch it around. Sometimes the end doesn't like to go in. Let's try again. Okay, I'm going to make these just a little bit thinner so they're easier to put in, but that's our goal right there. Okay. Gotta clean my paintbrush real quick. Alright. So now the dam is in, and we can go ahead and start the inlay. This using our tapper, putting some in. Use about 1 drop of glue. Take the dam out, and you have a nice start to your inlay here. I'm going to take it off screen to activate it. Give this one a little bit more time in between because of the issue we had with the last one, me trying to rush things. But generally, should be ready to go pretty soon. I could just carry on that way, and I kind of just automated to that, but I'm going to put this back in. So that I can inlay more of the channel without fear of it all falling out because of gravity. I just tap it with my finger to settle it down. There's just enough glue to wet it. Pull that out. activate it, and rinse and repeat. Get these nice crisp edges here, so if you wanted to do a segmented ring, nothing's stopping you. It's going to look really nice. I would not, and I would just do glow powder underneath, and then put my very fine opal on top of that, and then add my glue. I'm doing this simultaneously. You could also paint it, and then while it's wet, sprinkle your glue on top of the paint, so when it dried, it would stick there. There we go. There's a technique to getting those to stay in, I swear. Okay, now we can just carry on. Dense. I'm going to cut these just a touch thinner from now on. But I don't know how long it takes all of you to inlay your rings. I'm done in just a few minutes. We can move on to Helen. That is the purpose for this video. It's called an inlay dam. It's a glue-resistant silicone, although after a couple different uses, you'll see that there's some cake on there, and it's from stretching it and it getting kind of in the pores. And what you'll do is just cut that off, and then it's usable for its entire length. So these here, I have 4 different sizes of them for 2mm, 3, 4, and 6mm rings, which I'll make a little bit thinner because they're being a little tough on me to get stuck in the rings right now, which is fine because I spilled it. But using those, we can inlay more at a time with ideally less mess, less waste, and you're done way faster than usual, hopefully. Really consistent inlay here. Now I put it on a slow speed ring turner and do a flood coat of CH to make sure all the nooks and crannies were full. And then once that's cured, I take it to my lathe, cut it back, and then put it on the slow speed ring turner again to fill it with CA, and then polish and finish your ring. But that didn't take but a few minutes. Want to do another one? Let's do another one. My favorite ring to make. It's tough. I like pushing boundaries and finding new things to make and new things to do. So I guess my favorite ring lately, I'm gonna have to think about it. But let me think on that for a few minutes, and I'll get back to it. I'm really not sure. Okay, let me find another ring. Okay, well, we've got a 4mm one here. What size is that? 6, 7. Perfect. Okay, what color should we do? Do we have any more questions? I'm gonna use this guy. There it is. Oh, that one's nice. Fits in there easily. Hi, Alexis. The craziest inlay that I've ever worked with. Dinosaur Copperlight. We sell it, but I've also made a ring with it. And if you don't know what that is, just Google it. It's really cool material. I also made a mammoth tooth and mammoth bone combination ring for a friend of mine recently. Okay, I need to paint this, don't I? Let's do... What size is this? Absolutely. And in case you were wondering, we did that on the first one we made. Here. What do you think? Well, I have some really neat ideas for the laser cut aluminum that I use, but it's not really a unique material. The shape could be unique, but you know. And I don't make rings as often as I used to. I wish I did, but most of my time is spent, you know, trying to come up with stuff like this, you know. Okay, so let's do... Let's do some copperlight. How about that? Let's just do it. So if I was going to paint the channel, what color do you think I should use? It's tough. I'm going to go with brown. A light coat of brown. And it's really just to hide the metal from shining through if you have any gaps. Something like that. You could also do some sort of color matching or mix your own color if you really wanted to. Alexis, there are so many different options with that I wish I could just offer up everything. But it's so tedious getting new designs ready, even if there's something simple. Alright, just a light coat of brown. Tan is kind of what I'm going for here. Just enough to... Well, I mean, it is brown, but you get the idea. And you can, what is it? You can put thicker sections of paint in some areas and thinner in the others and get kind of a gradient underneath your inlay. There's so many different variables. It's so fun. This is so fun. Yeah, this inlay is going to be slightly translucent. And if brown doesn't happen to work out, you know, y'all can point your fingers at me and say I told you so. Black would be good if I were using a larger grain, I think. But in this case, I just want it to kind of color match. And I might be dead wrong here. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Where'd the heat gun go? Now, as the paint dries, you'll see that it's become a little less obnoxious, a little less obnoxious. I think it's going to be fine. Yeah. I'm going to go get a tapper container. I've got a whole mess of a drawer of them here, but I don't have any for copper light. Okay. What? That was an empty one there the whole time? Figures. So, for any of you who have these, when you're doing a really thin channel, it can help to pinch the end and make the funnel smaller so you can fit it in there. Alright, let's go. Alexis, you are absolutely right. You can have the same ring with a different backdrop and it looks different. It's crazy. I've used pink background with white opal. Let me show you that ring. It's awesome. That is white opal with a pink background. It's a pink glow powder, actually. Yeah, it glows blue, but it's pink glow powder that glows blue under white opal, and you get this beautiful pink color. But that just goes to show that you are absolutely correct. Okay, this is the dam in a 4mm ring. This one's fitting very nicely. I'm not going to change this one. So our first job is to start the inlay. I'm going to use really fine I've just used my bottom sifter to separate out the bigger stuff in the fine bag of the material. And I'm going to use mostly this. A few bigger chunks back in there. Nothing too crazy. I wouldn't have thought it was white opal either. Like when I did it, I wasn't positive of what result we were going to get, but I knew I wanted it to glow, and you know, like a heart Valentine's type ring needs to have pink and a red and white or something. So I expected to get a white channel, but it turned out pink, and I could not have been more happy. Okay. Here's our first look at what it's going to do. When I put too much glue and it gets a little too wet, I'll use the corner of a paper towel. Pull that excess away, and then remove this before you activate it. Every time I go off screen, I'm just using activator over here. I have a negative pressure box over here. Get in there. There it is. I could do a much larger section than that. Let's do this much. There we go. The point of this is to let you inlay a whole lot more at a time. I think the brown might be suitable, considering what this is. Now I gotta put damage. Be professional, Thomas. Thanks, guys. The sifter is one of our most popular products. Every single one of them myself. So there was a little bit of resistance when that was coming out, so that tells me it's time to just nip the end off. Realistically, I'd say there's a dozen or so rings in each one of these that you could make before the strip becomes too small. How long does it typically take each of you that are willing to respond to the question to finish an inlay ring, finish the inlay portion of your ring? So this increased my speed significantly after, you know, I got used to using it. And if we're not doing show and tell, it's even faster. That's done. Almost at 3 or 4 minutes. I'd say at least a dozen. It's a guess. Like, I haven't used them to completion yet, so it really all depends. Like, if you happen to nip off a 1/4 inch at a time, it's not going to last as long. But if you're careful, probably quite a bit. Or it depends on what you're using it for. If you're doing a segmented inlay with 10 different segments, it won't last as long. Oh man, I just knocked over. This is actually a good thing. Okay, so I knocked over some of that, the inlay. So if you don't have one of these, it's a great way to salvage it when you have a spill. If you're doing a design that's more bespoke, I guess is a way I could say it, then I very much understand it taking a lot longer. I prefer to do, you know, small opal, get it in there, and, you know, have consistent designs across however many of them that I happen to sell. So I don't use large chunks. It is like a dustpan, yeah. I go for consistency over everything else, so that I know I'm making the same ring every time. I think this is going to look good. Just got that red piece in there. Spattering some opal and like maybe an opal OP15 or something inside this would look amazing, I think. Just a couple of those flashing in there would be awesome. Like that. That would be a fun mix. I do have the benefit of being able to mix all my opals and stuff and everything because I have all of them. Yeah, that's gonna look great. I filled up my little fleet of slow speed ring turners. I have 4 of them over here. So those are full. We probably won't make any more. So if you want to know more about this one, this is OP45 in there, in the middle, probably with a red glow under it. I was supposed to get glow powder, but it turned out that I was getting scammed. So I didn't get it. And it's a OP17 or 18 with a pinked blue glow powder underneath that. If you don't want it to glow, you can just use paint. I don't place my opal. Like, I know that, you know, a lot of people like to have their bigger pieces and stuff, and they look great, but I've crushed it down to pure dust, and it still flashes and looks amazing, and it's a whole lot easier to make a ring with that. I can inlay a ring in 4 minutes. Cole, you were here. You were here when we made that. Did you just get here, or do I need to do another one and show you how these work? We've done this one, showcasing why OP28 needs yellow underneath it. This one was a showcase on basically just how it works, and then how you can get crisp edges and transitions between 2 different colors. This here's one I made earlier, using these. Really consistent, really easy. Cuts your time down. And we just did this copper light, which you're the reason you sent it to me, with a light brown background. That's fine, you can always just watch the stream. I'll be downloading it too. I'll edit it. I'll do like a supercut or something. Go back on there. Okay. I know we bounced around there. Does anybody else have any questions? We can do an AMA or something before I wrap up. Well, it's only 3 people here. Hi, Phyllis. Anyway, just clear up any pending questions and then probably call it a day. I made 3 rings. Pretty awesome. Glad to do it. I typically try to do them on Saturdays, or it all depends. We've been pretty busy lately, so. Yeah. The heart rings are one of our really, really popular ones. They're 6 millimeters wide. The channel is 3 millimeters, and the heart, I think, is 5 millimeters across, 4 millimeters tall. Feel free to correct me on any of that. And they are titanium. Pretty good. Oh, good grief. Back to the craziest ring I've ever made. To answer that question, if whoever asked it is still here. This is the first version of it. Focus. This is my favorite. This is more of the laser cut aluminum, and they're, I guess you could call them scales or whatever, but they overlap one at a time. I'm going to share my, what was it? The ring I made for the ring swap. And I made one of these with blue and green in it, and it is absolutely stunning. I'm going to offer this as a kit ring, I think. What do you guys think about that? Super, super happy with this. Yeah, I think that's the one that's really just, well, not that one. The one that I made for, that was the test piece. The one that I actually made, the blue and green one, was my absolute favorite. I'll post pictures of that real soon. It took about an hour to inlay, and then you have to be extremely careful with your finish because it needs to be very, very thin layers so you can avoid bubbles, because air will trap underneath the scales. So about an hour, and then another hour to do the finish, and then polishing and stuff. So I'd say 2.5 hours, give or take. I filmed it too, so I want to edit it and then, you know, put it out there with a video. But time, that takes a lot of time, and I don't have a lot of time. So yeah, it took about 2.5 hours. It was a lot of fun. But I'm gonna do a kit ring, I think, version of it, and we'll put it on the website, and we'll see how that goes. Because I'm gonna need to explain basically how it's done as well. So yeah. But that answers that question. That was my absolute favorite recently. Shoot, I want to go. I'm gonna go share that one after this video now. It was good. It's really good. Really great photos too. I don't know if I can share a photo here, can I? No, probably not. I'll post a picture in the comment section too once I stop through the stream. What time is it? 5:16. Okay, cool. I think that is going to be a wrap. Unless anybody has anything pending they want to ask, I will go ahead and do that, but otherwise I'm going to hop off of here. Yep, that's that. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out of here. Yeah, no problem. I like doing them. Just don't always get the opportunity. Y'all have a great day.